Welcome, football fans, to this NFL Week 10 review on Tim Reynolds Show, as I'm reviewing all the matchups from Thursday night and Sunday in this Week 10 of the 2024 NFL season. Make sure you guys hit that like button as I'm starting off here with the Sunday night football matchup where we had the 7-1 Detroit Lions taking on the 6-3 Houston Texans, and the home team would really bring their A game in the first half as we see the Houston Texans take a 23-7 halftime lead in this one after quarterback Jared Goff was throwing interceptions everywhere, and he would end up with 5 interceptions in this ball game. So you would think the Detroit Lions would lose this one? That's right. The Detroit Lions defense stepped up in the second half as they were able to shut out CJ Stroud and this Houston Texans offense, giving up 0 points in the second half as Jared Goff was able to lead this Detroit Lions offense as they tied the game up at 23-23 late in the fourth quarter. And then on the last drive of the game, after the Houston Texans kicker Fairbairn missed a 58-yard field goal that would have gave the Houston Texans the lead, instead, with less than 2 minutes left to go, the Detroit Lions offense led by Jared Goff were able to get down the field, and they hit a 52-yard game-winning field goal as their kicker Jake Bates walks it off for the Detroit Lions as they get the huge win on the road and improve to 8-1 as they get the 26-23 victory over the Houston Texans, and the Detroit Lions move to 5-0 at home. An awesome matchup from Jared Goff, who ended up with 240 yards passing and 2 touchdowns, even though he threw those 5 interceptions. And then, guys, moving on to our next games here on the Sunday slate, we're going to go to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the San Francisco 49ers, and what an amazing game in this one, as the Buccaneers really put up a fight against the 49ers, but unfortunately, with all the injuries the Buccaneers have, especially on the offensive side, they weren't able to keep things rolling, even though the Buccaneers were able to hit the game-tying field goal late in the fourth quarter with 41 seconds left to go in the game. Quarterback Brock Purdy of the San Francisco 49ers is able to march down the field and get the San Francisco 49ers in field goal range, and the 44-yard game-winning field goal is good by kicker Jake Moody after he's already missed 3 kicks in this game, but he gets the one that matters the most at the very end as the San Francisco 49ers get the 23-20 victory over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Niners now improved to 5-4 on the season, and the Buccaneers unfortunately lose their 4th straight as they're now 4-6 on the season and 2-4 at home. We see Brock Purdy threw for 353 yards and 2 touchdowns in this game to help lead the San Francisco 49ers team. Then next, guys, we got the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars, and this was a low-scoring game. Not much to go over in this one as quarterback Sam Darnold for the Vikings throws 3 interceptions in this game. A kind of sloppy game for the offense of the Minnesota Vikings, but somehow with the help of the defense, they're able to get it done as the defense shut out the Jacksonville Jaguars after they scored 7 points in the first quarter to go up 7-3, but after that first quarter, no more points given up from the Minnesota Vikings defense as the Jacksonville Jaguars were shut out, and the Minnesota Vikings get the 12-7 victory after a bunch of field goals in this game. Aaron Jones has 88 yards on 17 carries. He also went out with a chest injury, so we'll have to keep an eye on that also on the injury report for the Vikings. And then next up, we got the game over across the pond as we've seen the New York Football Giants take on the Carolina Panthers in Germany, and the Panthers were able to get the 20-17 win in overtime after the rookie running back for the New York Football Giants fumbled on their possession in overtime, which set up the Carolina Panthers and Bryce Young in excellent field goal position to kick the game-winning field goal there in overtime to get the 2017 win. Hubbard there, the running back for the Carolina Panthers, had 153 yards rushing on 28 carries and a touchdown to help this Carolina Panther team to get the victory. Then next, we have a big upset here in Week 10 as the New England Patriots travel to take on the Chicago Bears, and the New England Patriots defense shuts out the offense of the Chicago Bears, giving up 0 touchdowns and only 3 points on the day, as this New England Patriots team gets the upset victory 19-3 over the Chicago Bears, who are now reeling. They are 4-5 on the season, and they are not playing good football right now, as the New England Patriots come in and get the victory to improve to 3-7 on the season, with their defense showing up and quarterback Drake May having an awesome game for the New England Patriots offense. Then next up, guys, we have the Buffalo Bills taking on the Indianapolis Colts there at Lucas Oil Stadium, and we would see Josh Allen throw for 280 yards, but he also throws 2 touchdowns, but he's got a rushing TD to help the Buffalo Bills team get the victory in this one after a strong showing from Jonathan Taylor, the Indianapolis Colts running back, who had 114 yards on 21 carries. It would not be enough, especially with all the miscues, turnovers, and sacks given up by this Indianapolis Colts offensive line. This Colts offense was not able to get anything going with Joe Flacco at starting quarterback, as they lose 30-20 to the Buffalo Bills after they were able to get 10 points in the fourth quarter, as the Buffalo Bills get the victory to move to 8-2 on the season. And then next, guys, we almost had the biggest upset of the weekend, as we seen the Denver Broncos travel to take on the undefeated Kansas City Chiefs, as the reigning defending Super Bowl champions had to really bite out a nail biter in this one, really fight through in this one, as the Denver Broncos defense really showed up and forced Patrick Mahomes in this offense into a bunch of bad situations. But at the end of the game, we would see it would be the Kansas City Chiefs defense and their special teams that would come up clutch for this Chiefs team, as a game-winning field goal was blocked in the final seconds of this game, as the Kansas City Chiefs special teams gets the block and helps secure the win in this one, 16-14 for the Kansas City Chiefs, who moved to 9-0 on the season. And now the Denver Broncos moved to 5-5 after a tough-fought game from their defense. They scored 14 points on their offense in the second quarter, but that was all the points they scored for the rest of the game. And then we'd see the next game up here, guys, another big upset in the Week 10 of the 2024 NFL season, as we see the Atlanta Falcons lose 20-17 to the New Orleans Saints on the road, as we see the Saints get the upset victory here, led by newly acquired wide receiver Marquez Valdes-Scantling, as he catches 3 balls for 109 yards and 2 touchdowns to help lift this New Orleans Saints offense. And the defense came up huge as well, as Tyrann Mathieu had an interception, and the defense really shut down this Atlanta Falcons team that was only able to put up 17 points in this matchup. And then we see our next game, guys, was a big matchup here in Week 10, as we see the Pittsburgh Steelers take on the Washington Commanders, and the Pittsburgh Steelers would come down to the wire, but they were able to get a big touchdown reception from wide receiver Mike Williams in the fourth quarter with 2 minutes and 22 seconds left to go. A 32-yard touchdown grab from Russell Wilson, connecting to wide receiver Mike Evans, who they just required at the trade deadline, as the Steelers get the upset victory, if you will, a 28-27 victory over the Washington Commanders. A heartbreak loss for the Commanders. Even though they didn't do a whole lot on offense, they were actually able to get the lead here in the fourth quarter, but we see that the Steelers were able to march down the field in the 2-minute drill and get the lead with just over 2 minutes left to go, and the defense would shut out Jalen Daniels and this Washington Commanders offense, as the Pittsburgh Steelers have the lead in their division now and definitely look like contenders after getting this big victory over the Commanders. Then next up, guys, we got the Tennessee Titans traveling to take on the Los Angeles Chargers, and the Chargers get the victory in this one pretty easily, even though the Tennessee defense once again stepped up in this one. And we also seen the Tennessee starting quarterback Will Levis went 18 for 23 for 175 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's actually one of his better games thus far this year in the 2024 NFL season. But it's all about hardball football here, as we see the defense really stepped up and the offense was able to score enough points to get the victory 27-17, as the Chargers improved to 6-3 on the season and 3-1 at home. Then next up, guys, guys, we have a blowout victory for the Philadelphia Eagles as they took on the Dallas Cowboys, who are without quarterback Dak Prescott. As news was reported earlier this week, and I reported it here on Tim Reynolds Show, as quarterback Dak Prescott has a serious hamstring injury with the hamstring muscle possibly coming off the bone, and he is expected to miss the rest of the 2024 season pending another opinion from a doctor. And this offense for the Cowboys would struggle, only scoring 3 points in the first quarter and 3 points in the second quarter. 2 field goals the whole game as the Philadelphia Eagles steamroll the Dallas Cowboy defense, scoring 34 points in this one as they get the victory 34-6 over the Dallas Cowboys. Jalen Hurts has a very efficient game in this one, 14 for 20 for 202 yards and 2 touchdowns, controlling the whole game on offense, not only in the running game but also the passing game, as this Philadelphia Eagles team looks legit, and they will take on the Washington Commanders coming up on Thursday night as they improve to 7-2 on the season. Then next up, guys, we got the New York Jets taking on the Arizona Cardinals, and the Cardinals get a big win in this one as they win 31-6 over the New York Jets, as the defense really stepped up for the Arizona Cardinals in this one, shutting out the offense of the New York Jets, giving up 0 touchdowns and only 2 field goals in the first half. And how about Kyler Murray? 22 for 24, so efficient for 266 yards and a touchdown, getting the ball all around to a bunch of his playmakers, including running back James Conner, who had 5 receptions for 80 yards in this game, as the Cardinals now lead their division with a 6-4 record, 4-2 at home as they get the victory here. Or I say 4-2 at home, yes, is their home record. And the New York Jets are now reeling, moving to 3-7 on the year, a tough loss for them and their playoff hopes. And then, guys, our last one here, we're going over the Thursday night football matchup where we've seen a shootout, folks, as the Cincinnati Bengals took on their division foe, the Baltimore Ravens, and Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson put on a show in this one, folks, as they become the first set of quarterbacks in NFL history to throw for a combined 8+ touchdown passes in the 2 matchups that they faced each other in one season. A big, incredible stat here as Lamar Jackson throws for 25 for 35 for 290 yards and 4 TDs. And then Joe Burrow also throws 34 for 56 for 428 yards and 4 touchdowns himself through the air. And how about Ja'Marr Chase? 11 catches for 264 yards and 3 touchdowns as the Baltimore Ravens get the victory in this one after scoring 21 points in the fourth quarter to make a huge comeback against the Cincinnati Bengals to get the 1-point win, 35-34, as the Bengals are now reeling at 4-6 as they really scored a lot of points in this game, had put up a lot of stats on offense, but the defense couldn't come up with a clutch stop in the fourth quarter as Lamar Jackson does his thing with Derrick Henry in the backfield as the Baltimore Ravens get the victory to improve to 7-3 on the 2024 season. And this has been your NFL Week 10 review on Tim Reynolds Show. Make sure you guys hit that like button and like and subscribe to Tim Reynolds Show for more NFL news, content, and updates throughout the 2024 NFL season. And make sure you also check out Tim Reynolds Show's live play-by-plays of every single Tampa Bay Buccaneer football game throughout the 2024 NFL season and all Thursday night football games as well. And we'll pick a couple of games here and there to also do with you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you, fans of Tim Reynolds Show. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you leave some comments to let me know what you guys think of this review and what you thought of Week 10 in the NFL, as this 2024 season has been crazy thus far and we're only halfway through. So thank you guys for checking out this NFL Week 10 review on Tim Reynolds Show. Peace out. Make sure you like and subscribe. Hit that like button. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Peace out.